one podcast when you were like, you should do a 7-second inhale and a 10-second exhale. It sounds like this. I couldn't hear anything, but I kind of heard you go. 7 seconds is really long.
You heard me try to keep breathing in for 7 seconds. It was like this, like, nope, shit.
Too fast.
7 seconds. Breathe out. Dude, every time I do Ramwad and they like make you hold your breath, they're like, and hold, and then they say breathe out.
And then hold.
You know how they say breathe in? Like you take like a 8-second breath in, and then you hold for 10 seconds, and then you breathe out. For some reason, I can't release that breath like normally. Where
like
it's
controlled?
Just like, yeah, where it's just like, no, I go like this. I go.
I thought you'd be like,
Totally.
No. It's like in order for me to like maintain that out breath, it's like for like 10 seconds.
so it sounds like you're in the bathroom.
I always feel bad because Meg's always looks over at me. Like, what the fuck?
Are you okay?
You all right? Oh my god.
I have to do the same thing. Out my mouth, and I like make a weird noise, but
Yeah. Okay. So it's not just me.
no.
It's for sure just you.
But I don't do Ramwad in the bathroom.
I don't do Ramwad in general.
Oh.
Okay.
Sick.
We figured it out.
Shut up. I do it like once a week.
Once
Oh
we
my
stop
gosh.
moving the table. You just put the locks
Can you lock
on.
that?
Yeah.
Lock it. On.
Sorry.
Not off. On.
Nope.
On. Lock the table. This table's... Jesus.
This one
Doesn't
too.
stay.
Well, it's not meant to like.
Oh, I can't push it. Okay.
I weigh a solid 142, and I keep moving it.
Damn, 142.
Big girl.
Gosh. We need another. We're auditioning for another girl to be on the podcast. If anyone's available.
We should have another girl on here for sure. You
I
are
don't know.
outnumbered now.
What?
She was outnumbered before.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's not like we were.
Who's that?
Lori.
Oh, man. Come on. I just locked it. Can you go open it for
Yes.
me? Thanks. I literally just locked the door. I locked all the doors. I turned everything off, and we're not here. Sorry. Gym's closed. So I'm trying to podcast. Hey.
Hey.
Hi,
Hey.
Brett.
Hi.
Hi, Connor.
Hello, Wes.
Let's get this done before Natalie comes back.
Okay, good idea.
Cool. I think it'll be a better
Really?
podcast.
I agree.
I don't.
Yeah. We need her like weird dreams about Azariah.
Yeah, human eating fish and stuff.
Yeah.
We today.
Weed today?
We over me today.
Oh.
Actually, it's more me over we today, to be honest with you. We're discussing how to get Wes's life back in order. Hi, Lori.
Hi, Lori.
What's going on? Hey, you're welcome. Don't turn the lights on. Okay.
And we're done.
And we're done. What a great podcast. Oh, Natalie's back.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Natalie's feeling a little outnumbered.
Did you lock it?
No, yes, I don't know. Yeah, I just closed it, so
Cool.
it's still locked.
Okay, great.
Now I'm not sure.
Professionals. 3, 2, 1. We're back
We're back.
Welcome.
to the Coast Range podcast.
Hello.
All right. Today, we are going to talk about how to get your life back in order when you feel like you're spinning your wheels and nothing is really getting done.
Or is it?
Or is it? I approached this subject with Brett about 10 minutes ago, and I said, you know, Brett, like, when you feel like you're just, like, constantly doing stuff all day long, but, like, you look back on your day and you feel like nothing really got done. I'm like, you know what I mean, right? And Brett just looks at me and goes, like, sure. It's like, oh. So
Well, no, I just started to think when you're talking approach that subject, and I was like, well, if you're doing stuff all day, then if you have all this stuff to do, then how do you like step back? It's like, wait, how do I reset myself? It's like, but you still have shit to do.
yeah.
So
Totally. Okay, so the idea got brought up with actually I was sitting down with one of my nutrition clients, and we were talking, you know, where do we go next from here? What's most important? Where are you at now? And how do we create a plan moving forward to make sure that he's like tackling the stuff that really needs to get tackled? Because his life is just so busy, so crazy. He's got so many different things going on. We actually wrote down on the whiteboard over here, and we made like categories basically of like every hat that he wears. And so he's a husband, he's a dad, he has his business, which he's a financial advisor, he has his own health, and then he has himself that he wants to focus on too, like to make himself happy outside of like health and all those other things, right? And we wrote down like a list of each one of those things that he needs to do, that he feels like he needs to do every day within each one of those categories. So like as a husband, like he needs to do things to make his wife happy every day and to make sure that he's giving her the quality time that she needs and that he's, you know, picking up the pieces where they need to be picked up. Like in his, to be a dad, he needs to take his kid to school. We need to make sure that he's reading him stories before bed, that he's taking them to sports, that he's got quality time with them, that he's giving them each individual time too, like not just as a group of kids, but like spending time on them individually. That he's taking them to the doctor's appointments. He's putting them to bed. He's teaching them life lessons. Like, and this is the stuff that like kind of gets scattered in our brain of like, I need to make sure I do that. And I'm okay, I'll get to it later. And then like, I got to head over here. And I need to make sure that I'm like hitting my macros and that I'm focusing on my nutrition. But oh shoot, I'm losing this thing over here with my kids. I need to spend time with them over here. And it's like this just constantly being pulled from like 50 different directions.
Well, it's like 50 hours of stuff to do in 24 hours.
Totally. Actually, I did that one time.
Oh.
I sat down.
Recently.
Recently, I found 50 hours in a day. If you pay me $199, I'll show you how you can have 50 hours in a day. No, I sat down with Meg and like literally went over like everything that I need to do in a day and then wrote down how long it would take me to do each one of those things. And I needed like 30 something hours in a day in order to accomplish all those. I was like, well, shoot.
It's good math.
Hey. So, after sitting down with this guy, and going over this thing, we came up with actually a pretty rad kind of like plan.
Can we give him a name?
Sure. Go ahead.
Ronnie.
All right. Ronnie. I sat down with Ronnie and we came up with like a pretty cool action plan. It was based off of this person I really look up to who gives me life advice a lot. And I reach out to her all the time.
Who?
To my left.
Me? Are you sure?
No, it's not Natalie, but I definitely would reach out to you for life advice for sure. But I reach out to her all the time and she was like talking about this idea of balance. Like you need to have balance in your life, right? In a bunch of different aspects in your life. And I kind of pushed back against that. And I said, I don't agree with that. Like, I think if you have balance in your life, you're never going to be really good at something. Like you have to bias in one direction more than other things in order to be really good in something, right? And like, I want my business to be better than other businesses. I want to be a better athlete than other people. I want to be a better dad, a better husband, better friend. And then that's where it becomes really hard because you like want to be really good at all these things and kind of bias in these directions, but you can't do that all the time. Because if you do that all the time, then you're really kind of crappy at all those things. And so we came up with an action plan on how you can basically like batch your time and bias in one direction for a certain period of time that allows you to then to move to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing so that you're always a little bit better at that thing than you would be if you just focused on all of it at once, but you're never spending too much time in that area where everything else suffers. So I think of it like as if you were an athlete and you were trying to get stronger. You're a CrossFit athlete and you want to be a high level CrossFit athlete and you need to bias towards your strength. You need to get stronger, for example, but you don't want to lose your engine. You don't want to lose your gymnastic skills. You don't want to lose your mobility. Those types of things need to stay there, but you need to bias in that direction a little bit more. Now, if we continue to bias in that direction too long, so if we continue to push towards strength for too long, over time, other things will suffer to the point where, oh shoot, we neglected this thing for too long and now it's really far out of reach and now we have to go back in that direction. So it's like figuring out how much time to spend in each area in order to not lose the other ones. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm rambling.
No,
You
I get
are.
it.
But it makes sense.
I understand.
Okay,
With that example.
cool.
With Ronnie.
With Ronnie's example.
Yeah. I think you should mention, too, like, people who can't see it on the board, like, you literally wrote down the categories of me, health, work, father, husband, and a list of, like, what each of those categories requires or, you know, what is important to Ronnie. for each of those things.
Yeah.
And then you have a schedule, and it's literally hour by hour throughout the day of like what needs to happen in order to complete those. And you can kind of take from the list and plug it into the schedule. And so you get a visual of what your day actually looks like. And so it's not just in your head of like, oh, I have all these things and it's all kind of happening at once. It's a little crazier. And then you can actually write it down and it makes a little more sense.
Yeah, that's what I said. No,
No, I don't think I don't. I just said it better.
That is exactly why Connor's here.
Yeah, I just like to reiterate what you said, make
No,
it more clear.
That's yeah. So what we did with his daily schedule, we had him write out his ideal day. Like, what is his ideal day? If he were to wake up and he could like do whatever he wanted to be the best version of himself, and what he feels like would like drive himself in the best direction, would give him time with his family, give him time on his health and all that stuff. Like, what would his day look like? But we know that if he stuck to that plan every single day, that a lot of other stuff would suffer. So then what we did is we went through each one of the categories. So he's got the category of like helping himself, his health, his work, him being a father and a husband. And we ranked all of this stuff he has to do in each one of those categories, 1 to however many things are in that category. So for example, let's do it with you guys.
Oh, no.
Hell yeah.
This would be cool. Let's do it with you guys. Okay, so now let's do it with you.
Oh.
Okay. So let's erase his whole thing because I've taken a picture of that. So let's erase his whole thing, and we're gonna do
Right now.
Yeah, right now.
Right now.
This is happening.
Natalie is currently
Yes.
erasing everything.
Leave the health and family little thing, the compass looking thing. Leave that, but get rid of everything else.
Still erasing. There's a lot of stuff.
Right.
It's going to be bigger for Natalie for sure.
So the goal of today's podcast is that you guys can do this. So like tonight you can sit down in front of a piece of paper, or if you have a giant whiteboard like I do inside of my garage, then you guys can do this and kind of get back in control of your life a little bit. So here's what you're going to do. Write down the following categories. Me, wife, health, work,
Mother.
and mom. And for you guys at home, this is what you would do: is you'd write down basically all the roles or the hats that you wear in your life. Is the way I like to think of it. Now, underneath each one of those, write down all the stuff in that you would need to do to make it its best. So start with like an easy one. So she's looking at wife right now. What are some things that you feel like you would need to do, Natalie? This will reach?
You allowed to share that?
Yeah, this will reach. Or pick whatever category you want. So wife, health, work, mom, whatever you want. Let's go further.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's all you got.
That's it.
Okay, so what do you want to start with? What category?
Mom.
Mom. Okay, so write down everything that you would need. That's as far as it's going to go. Write down everything you would need to do to be a good mom.
Can I just have some examples?
Yeah, sure. As detailed as possible. So, like, you would have to get, you have to feed Azariah. She needs to be fed. She needs,
Playtime.
yeah, awesome. Playtime.
TLC.
Teaching. I love it.
Love.
TLC.
Touch. Affirmations. Cool.
She's good at this.
Yeah. Discipline.
Is that how you spell discipline?
Yes.
Sure.
You're not on video, so we won't have to worry about if it is or isn't.
Yeah. So you guys that are listening, it's basically it just says mom, and then there's a list underneath it. Like she's got, she needs to feed Azariah good food, quality food. She needs to make sure she has quality time with her or play time, teaching her things, touching her, giving her affirmations and discipline. Okay. Now, work. Everything that you need to do for your jobs. So you got nutrition work. So you got your nutrition clients. What do you need to do within your nutrition work?
Like the physical tasks? Or
it
like...
doesn't matter. Just write down. This is just a brain dump.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I thought she was going to say touch.
I was going to say just touch. I'm like, damn, she's touching a lot of people.
She said touch base. Have availability for her clients. Affirmations. Okay. What about like actually changing plans and stuff? Teaching.
I'm trying to figure out how I can put that all into one category.
Don't. You can literally write whatever you want. Like if the smallest of tasks, it doesn't matter. Like think about the physical things that take up time that you need to do every day.
Creativity.
Plans. So like going over people's plans and changing their numbers and stuff like that. Habit changes. What about you said availability, but what about check-ins? Like actually physically bringing them in, getting them on the invite. Okay, check-ins. Nutrition was education for yourself, right? Like so continuing to push your own education and learn. What about like audits? You need to audit, like go back and like audit your clients and see where they've come from, where they are now, where they need to go, and also like your own audits too, like so where your education is at, where it needs to go, that kind of stuff. Okay, cool. That's great. There's probably more, right? But that's a great list. Now, health. So now we're on to like the stuff that you need to do every day in order to be the healthiest version of yourself. So stick to your nutrition.
I thought she was going to write Nutella.
Nutella, definitely. Quiet time. I'm sure you get a ton of that. Journal, sweet. Family time. Creative time. Fitness, I think you got a lot of that. We're good in that category.
I don't know.
Adventure.
Nature. Creativity.
You said creative time already.
She needs
what
more.
about
She needs a lot of creativity.
what about sleep?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that really that important?
Almost the most.
Because I'm
important.
so serious about it that I don't even write it down because it just happens. It's like 8 o'clock. I'm like, babe, it's late. He's like, are you kidding? I'm like, no, I'm dead serious.
Okay, wife. Happy wife, happy life.
Touch.
Quality time again. When you say quality time, is that individual time with you and Sam?
Yeah.
Or is that with Azariah and everybody else
This
around?
is me.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
He wants just me.
Yeah, right on. One of the things you can do when this is what we did with, what do you say, Ronnie?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Ronnie is, so there's the 5 love languages.
Mm-hmm.
So quality time, touch, gift giving,
Words of affirmation.
and
What did you already say? Quality,
time,
physical.
physical touch,
No,
said that
We already
already.
said
physical
that.
touch. It's acts of service.
acts of service. So there's those 5 love languages: acts of service, quality time, gift giving, words of affirmation, and what was the other one?
Physical.
And physical touch. Find out what your mate
Needs.
needs the most.
Oh my gosh, I put those all in health.
And then make sure that you put that in that category. So for Ronnie, it was acts of service. His wife loves it when he cleans the house or cleans the bathroom or does she really is like, oh my God, like, thank you for doing that. Like, you don't know how happy that made me. Like, I love you so much. And she'll even say, like, I love you so much right now when he's cleaning the bathroom, and so he knows that it's acts of service. And so finding out what your significant other, like, their love language is will really help with this category a lot when you look at that stuff. So she also put, all right, so under wife, she's got quality time, physical touch. That's his physical touch.
Both. His is physical touch.
Uh-huh.
We both have a tie for physical touch and quality time.
Oh, cool.
We have the same love languages.
Sweet. And then words of affirmation, food, support of dreams. I love it. Awesome. Because Sam is going to be
Rockstar.
a famous rock star. For sure.
His new thing though right now is that he officially thinks that he has nodes. So
Oh no.
that means surgery. But he sees the doctor on Thursday, so
Okay.
he'll
We're not
actually know.
not
Okay,
gonna-
sorry, me.
Okay, now me is kind of difficult because a lot of people look at all those other categories that you put and be like, well, that is me, right?
I put a lot of that in health, I feel.
Yeah, but like there's other parts of me that really make you be the best version of yourself. Like for example, for myself, it's having my tribe. So like we just went down south for my buddy's wedding this weekend, and just being around this like group of like 4 guys that we have, like it fills me. It makes me feel whole. Like there's something about just being around like these 4 dudes that like I feel more manly. I feel more like, you know, like I got this tribe of dudes that I hang out with. These are my friends. We've known each other forever, and I need to be with them more, you know? And so like afterwards, like I was like, dude, but the second I get back from France, we got to make some time. And like at least every quarter, like get together and have that tribe type of stuff, you know? Like she put homies, hang out with my homies. Exactly. Yeah.
I feel like I put nature and creativity in health, but I think that definitely goes in me.
Yeah, and like my other one is like alone time. Like I need my alone time in order to be the best version of myself. So that's what I mean when I'm saying me.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you have this list of all of these things. Now, if you look at all of that stuff that you just listed, Natalie, that's a lot of stuff that if you tried to fit in every single day, wouldn't work. What's going on?
Sam just sent me a picture, and it's my dad in Santa Cruz at a coffee shop.
Whoa, creepy.
I feel like that's like paranormal activity kind of crap. Like that's weird.
Because he doesn't live in Santa Cruz.
It's not him. It's a guy that looks like him.
Okay.
Sorry, that's funny.
Okay, so if we look at this huge list of stuff that you need to do every day in each one of these categories to actually make that thing the best, there's not enough time. Not enough time in the day.
Considering especially we didn't even put coaching on here. We just put nutrition.
And that's work, right? Like work is so put coaching.
Oh my God.
But you need all these things to happen every day.
Exactly. But this is what a lot of people get stuck in doing is that they're like, oh, I'm neglecting, and they reach over and they do a little bit of work over here. And I'm neglecting this being a dad. I'm going to go do a little bit of work. I'm neglecting my work. I'm going to go do a little bit of work over here. And nothing ever gets like your full undivided attention, and that thing doesn't just get done. So now what you're going to do, Natalie, start with mom. We're going to list that thing that you put there from 1 to 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6 things there. You're going to list it from 1 to 6 as most important being 1 and 6 being the least important thing that you need to do in order to be the best mom you possibly can. So what's number 1 on there that you need to do?
She probably needs to eat.
Okay, she's got to eat. I got to make sure she gets quality food, and then I feed her. Okay, what's number 2? This is tough. Play.
I feel like I do a lot of those things when I play with her. So I feel like I can come, like when I play with her, I'm affirming her, I'm teaching her, I'm touching her.
Okay, so she says, in case you guys can't hear that like when
perfect.
when she is playing with her, like there's opportunities for her to teach her things, for her to touch her, for her to give her words of affirmation, to maybe even give her discipline as well, right? So number 2 is play. Okay, what's number 3 on that list? Affirmations. 3. Number 4. Teach, touch, discipline. 4. Okay, it's teach. 5 is discipline, and 6 is touch. And this will change. We're just getting an idea. Okay, now work. 1 through 500. Number 1 most important thing you need to do every day in some way in order to make you the best coach, nutritionist that you possibly can. Education is number 1. Okay.
For myself.
Sure. Whatever you want to list it as. Okay, number 2. Teaching is number 2. Okay, number 3. So you need to educate yourself in order to teach other people. Was that
which
both?
Availability and affirmation. There's a big 3. She put a big 3 between availability and affirmation.
Available for people while affirming them.
You got to pick one. Are you available for them, or are you giving them affirmations?
I think you have to be available.
I think you have to be available in order to give them affirmations,
affirmations,
right?
Yeah, you did it
Okay,
backwards.
So availability is number 3. Affirmations is number 4. But what about check-ins?
Well, that happens once a week.
Okay, cool. So,
With a lot of people, it happens.
and then what about adjusting your plans?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
What about touching base?
How about coaching?
Check-ins. So just put a line through touching base because you already wrote it. Okay. Check-ins. 5 is check-ins. 6 is adjusting plans.
And this is also 6 because it's like the same thing.
So then draw a line through it. Don't make 2 6s. Like which one is it? Adjusting plans or is it habit changes or what is it? Like we're trying to create like concrete categories here. Okay. And then so get rid of the habit changes because that's adjusting plans is creating habit changes. Okay. 6. Now number 7.
Well, this isn't fair.
Coaching or auditing.
Because they're like different jobs.
Doesn't matter.
No.
Well, even within.
I'm talking about my coaching job, like being a coach and being a nutritionist.
Yeah.
Like they're 2 different things.
That,
Coaching is going to be 7. I need to write all the things that happen for coaching. Too.
exactly. Yeah. And so now you have to go into coaching and all the things you need to do as a coach versus all the things you need to do as a nutritionist. So So she just crossed out work and instead put nutritionist and then put a new category for CrossFit coach. So she's got a CrossFit coach and now she's got a nutritionist. We'll do that later. Okay, cool. Now health. Her nutrition is number 1. Over your sleep.
Oh, dang.
Ooh.
Snap. Think about the hierarchy that makes a healthy person. What's number 1? Stress.
Journaling.
Stress is number 1.
All of these things are going to mitigate stress for me.
Okay.
She's gonna knock over the phone. I don't want her to damage her phone.
This
again.
is the process that you guys go through. This is like the tough part, and you might like label this stuff like 1 through, and we did this with Ronnie, where we labeled it like 1 through 4, then we went back and looked at it again. And went, is that really number 1? Is that really number 2? Is that really number 3? And then we adjusted it, and we relabeled it, and we looked at it again, and then we adjusted it, and we relabeled it. So she's got in health, number 1 is sleep, number 2 is nutrition, number 3 is family time, number 4 is her own quiet time. Number 5 is fitness. 6 is creative time. Oh, I think that's important for us to look at really quick. She put fitness as number 5 on the list. Sleep is number 1, people. Number 1. I think it's lack of stress. Get rid of stress, then sleep, then nutrition. So fitness is down the list. Cool. Now we're on to wife time. This is the things that she feels she needs to do to make her relationship with Sam the best. Number 1 is physical touch. Number 2 is quality time with him. Number 3 is learning together. Number 4 is words of affirmation. Number 5 is food. 6 is support of dreams. Okay, now we're on to you. Number 1, family. Number 2, create. Number 3, hang out with my homies. So if you're one of Natalie's homies, this explains why she doesn't see you very much.
Dang.
And these are
I
ranked.
send so many text messages on a regular basis that are like, "I'm really sorry. I thought about calling you today. I hope that means something to you. I think about calling you all the time."
So these are ranked in a level of importance, not amount of time to spend or dedicate towards it, correct?
Yeah, no. It's just like what she feels she needs to spend. She needs to focus on most in each category.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so now there's a little compass-looking thing that we've created. It's got like a north, a south, a west, and an east. On the northwestern quadrant, it says health. Northeastern quadrant, it says family. Southeastern quadrant says career. And then southwest quadrant says me. And so these are the 4 areas that I think we need to bias towards in one direction over another at certain times within the year or week or day or month or whatever it may be in order to make that thing the best it can possibly be. We'll get back to that in a second, but just know you got to draw out this little kind of like compass looking thing, and that's what it looks like. Now, what we are going to do now is she's going to write down her ideal day. So what would be your ideal day, Natalie, from the moment you wake up till the moment you go to bed? You'd wake up and do what? Don't worry about time right now. No time yet. Just this is the first thing you would do. Wake up. Good job.
She's on the good. She's 1 for 1. She's off to a good start here.
She wrote down, "I would wake up." That's great. That's a great way to start. Then what would be the next thing you would do right after you wake up?
This is ideal. I have to keep
It's
remembering.
literally ideal. Like, this is your best day ever. You're going to read and journal. Okay? You're going to make coffee.
It's very therapeutic.
Amen.
You need a towel?
Of course not.
Of course not.
Then she's going to make some breakfast
For everyone.
for her family. Then she's going to wake up Azariah.
No, she'll wake up when she wants to wake up.
Okay.
I
But
have a
ideally-
feeling it'll be
Around that time.
mid-breakfast making time.
Okay. Then she's going to have breakfast with her family.
Get everyone ready? You have to get Sam ready?
Well, Sam can get himself ready.
Oh, okay.
I
But
have a feeling you help Sam get ready.
no.
Okay.
He's way more put together than I am. He picks out clothes and stuff. I just, hi, here I am.
Okay. So get everybody ready.
Mm-hmm.
Ready to go about their day and get out the door, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. And then?
So you want my perfect day?
Yeah.
Oh, not my perfect morning.
Sorry, we're still going.
Oh,
yeah.
gosh.
Well,
Whole
the
day.
morning is part of the day.
Mm-hmm. Okay, leave for work. That's at Coast Range CrossFit, 1300 First Street, Gilroy, California. Suite B. If you're looking for fitness or nutrition, come see us.
www.coastrangecrossfit.com.
So as she leaves, that's great. On her drive to work, she's going to listen to a podcast or a sermon or music, whatever she feels like that
Or
day.
all three.
She's going to coach. She's going to do some fitness after she coaches in the morning. But it's going to be aerobic fitness.
Probably.
Okay. Then she's going to coach again. Thank you for putting that in. I appreciate that. Then she's going
And
to do
again.
some more fitness.
And again.
Mhm. Yeah, and again.
And coach some more.
Then she's going to check her emails.
Gotta love emails.
Mm-hmm. And she'll do her noon class. She'll eat. She'll head home. On her way home, she's going to listen to a podcast or a sermon or some music on her way home. And when she gets home, she's going to...
Shower.
No,
Sit down.
no time for that.
She's going to
Sit down
down
in a squat position.
10 minutes.
10 minutes holding the squat.
Yeah.
No, she didn't write that.
She wiped it down.
She's...
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, I thought that was going the other direction.
Yep.
Kiss Azariah.
His face.
Thank you for specifying.
Yep. Play. Eat. Maybe cook. Put Rue down, which is Azariah.
That sounds bad.
Is it Rue? I didn't know that.
My dog's name is Rue, and
I knew
I
you.
don't like that phrase.
Okay. Then she's going to have some Sam time. Some time alone with her husband. And then she's asleep by 7:30 p.m. So this is your ideal day. 30. She erases 7.
Something
She put
30.
8:30 p.m. Okay, we're being a little more realistic now.
It's probably going to be like
There was supposed to be
9.
no timestamps on it, but okay.
Oh, sorry.
All good. Okay, so now she's asleep by 8:30. This is her ideal day. Now, if we look at her ideal day, there's a lot of stuff missing out of your categories over there, right?
Show.
So now, if you were to go through your list of me, wife, health, nutrition, mom, and coaching, Natalie, which one out of those categories do you want to put the most time into right now?
Mom.
Okay, cool. So within there, is there time for you to cook food for Azariah?
Mm-hmm.
Where is that?
The morning and the nighttime.
So put that in there somewhere. When would you do that?
Here.
Okay, so like just put it in a different color, maybe use the red one. So now what she's doing is we're going basically through like, this is where we're going to bias in our health, our family, our me, or our career.
What do I put down there?
You're going to put like your cook for Azariah or food for Azariah.
Awesome.
This is when you're going to be doing that. And she's deciding that right now in this moment of time that she wants to bias more in the direction of being a mom. She wants to put more effort into being a mom right now. That's what she feels like she needs to put more of her effort into. And for all of us, it'll be different. We'll feel like our work is suffering right now. We'll feel like our relationship is suffering. We'll feel like our health is suffering. We'll feel like our career is suffering. And so we're going to make that decision of like, this is what I feel needs the most attention right now. And so I'm going to look at that category, which is her mom. And she says that she needs to make food for her, number one. That's number one, is feed her. Number two is play. And so when are you going to play with her?
Well, it depends on the day, but because some days I leave later and some days I'm home earlier, things like that.
Uh-huh.
But on this day, it would be when I get home.
Okay, cool. And
Where
you've
it
got
says
that
play.
in there, play. And so she's using a different colored marker right now to basically write down that, like, this is the area that I'm going to spend playing with.
And I choose mom currently because I'm getting ready to selfishly leave the country again for 8 days, and I have a lot of guilt about it.
I love it. Awesome. Okay, and then number 3 on that list for mom is affirmations. When are you going to do that? When you put her down? So she's at night when she puts her down. Yeah, if you want to change, yeah, go for it, dude. Be careful, that thing's not like, it's just kind of set on top of there. Brett's turning the camera so that we can see the whiteboard. Smart idea, Brett. Sorry if you've been watching.
Watching you.
Yeah. Let's just shift. Let's all come over here a little bit more. Come this way. Connor, come this way.
Okay.
Okay. So she's putting in, okay, so this is where we're going to stop. Because if we keep going down that list of mom, we've got 6 things that she would have to put in every day. Giving her food, playtime, affirmations, teaching her things, discipline, and touch. It really comes down to like the top 1 to maybe 3 things in each one of those categories are the actual things that really matter to push that thing in the direction that's going to make it better. And everything else on that list is just a to-do list. It's something, it's like if we look at the points performance of an air squat. A rounded back, or let's say a back squat, so it makes more sense like from a safety standpoint. You got 225 pounds on your back, you're about to squat. You see somebody with a rounded back, they're on their toes, their knees are caving in, and they had a knee-initiated squat. We need to focus on the rounded back, right? So it's like, stop. Let's get your back in a good position. Then let's get your heels down. Then let's drive your knees out. Like those are like the 3 things, and we're going to selectively ignore the knees coming forward a little bit. We're going to selectively ignore these other things because this is what really matters in order to make this person safe or to drive forward. Well, in each one of these categories, usually the top 3 things that you write down are the things that really matter. And we'll really continue to push that stuff forward. And the other stuff, like, it can suffer a little bit, and it'll be okay if it suffers a little bit. Okay, so she's decided that, and now she's got that written into there. And then if everything else happened to take a back seat at the moment, she's okay with that because that's what she wants to put her effort into. Now, let's say that that's Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, Tuesday rolls around, and you want to spend time on yourself, being a wife, your health, your nutrition, or specifically being a CrossFit coach. Where would you like to put number 2 now? So number 1 was being a mom, and now where would you like to put your second focus?
I feel like my second focus currently is on my fitness.
Okay.
So I guess health
Okay, cool.
is on our next big task, which is France.
Sweet. Awesome. So now we use a different colored pen. Here you go. And this is going to be number 2, which is your health. And the number 1 thing you wrote on there is sleep. So you need to make sure you get to bed by what time?
8:30 or 9.
Okay, cool. So you're going to now you put the timestamp there, but it'd be in blue, like 8:30 p.m. is when I go to bed every night. Okay. Now, number 2 on that health list is nutrition. when are you going to prep your meals and all that sort of stuff?
On Thursdays and Sundays.
Okay, cool. So right somewhere on here, Thursdays and Sundays, at what time and when?
When I have time.
Connor, can you open the front door for me?
Sure.
Thanks, dude. So Thursdays and Sundays, no, not when you have time. When are you going to do it on Thursdays and Sundays? You're blocking this time out, and this is when you're going to do it. 3 o'clock on Thursdays. 5 p.m.?
Yes.
5 p.m. on Sundays. Okay, cool. Now, number 3 on that health list is family time. Okay. When do you want to, what day of the week specifically do you want to spend, like, this is my day I'm spending with my family?
Well, on Thursdays, I spend the most time with Azariah. On Sundays, Sam and I try to have a date night.
Okay, so on Thursdays, at what time are you going to block out for Azariah?
Oh, well, I'm with her all day.
Okay, cool.
Which means she gets most of my time
Hey,
all
Austin.
day.
Uh-huh. From 11 to 3.
I mean, she does everything with me, but I try to, like, go to the park or we go get a donut or something.
And that's just it. But, like, from 11 to 3, it's like my phone is nowhere to be found. Like, I am 100% focused on you, Azariah, and that's it. Yeah, from on Thursdays from 11 to 3. Cool. Okay, great. Now, that's health. So what would you put now next on that list? Yourself, being a wife, being a coach, nutritionist. Okay, so a wife. Awesome. And that's because we're going to France soon, right? Okay, so number 1 on that list is physical touch. When are you going to do that specifically when you get home?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Probably after Rue's down.
Okay, awesome. So physical touch with Sam during that nighttime. Number 2 on that list is quality time. Now, this will probably be a day, right? Like the same way that Thursday with Rue from 11 to 3 is quality time.
Saturday.
So it's going to be Saturday from what time to what time?
Whenever we're done training to.
But this is just it. And this is what we'll do as people is that we'll go like, it'll just happen. Like I'm with them all day and it'll just happen during this time. And it's like, no, like I am blocking out time where my main focus is on this one person, this one thing, and I'm trying to make this better. I'm biasing this in this direction so that it's not just like, hey, I'm with you, but I'm also kind of with other things in my mind and other stuff. Like I am with you, and I've blocked out time to be with you. And that's for you. It's on Saturday from 4 until you guys go to sleep. Love it. Awesome. Okay, cool. Now what's the next thing you want to focus on? We got me. We got nutrition or coaching.
Is this all in the same month? Oh, it's just
Same
right
week.
now. Just in general.
It's just right now. Yeah, just kind of.
nutrition.
Okay, so being a nutrition coach. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So number 1 on that list is education. What day of the week do you feel like you could put in some time? Because education would take some time. How long do you think it would take you?
Well,
or would you want to spend on it?
In my ideal world, it happens every day.
Okay,
But
cool. And it totally can.
yeah,
It's going to happen in the morning. From what time to what time? 5:30 a.m. till 6:30 a.m.
that's not realistic.
Okay, I love it.
Ideal. This is ideal.
Well, I mean,
No.
yeah, ideally I'd have like 5 hours in the morning to do that.
No, this is past ideal. Now we're getting into like the actual nuts and
okay,
bolts of like how much time do I have in a day, in a week, in a month in order to actually spend on this stuff. And then the end of it, you'll get to the end of it and you realize that there's not enough time, and then you need to actually like take 3 things down to 2 in each category, or down to 1, or spend less time on this, spend less time on this in order to focus on
The
this.
cool thing too is education for me, when my phone works, is a lot of
The drive
my
time.
drive. I try to utilize my drive.
Cool.
I
Love
can't
it.
like read a book, but I can listen to a book.
Okay, what was number 2 on that list for nutrition?
Teaching.
Teaching other people. So when are you, and what does that look like to you?
It depends. So if I start up a new client, I try to teach them, or along the way, I try to teach them through like the things that they're doing, like teaching them as simple as like what a fat, carb, and protein is, like making sure that they understand the basis of what they're doing so that one day I don't have to be the one who makes those decisions for them.
I would say that happens naturally when you're with your meetings with them, but I would look at it more in terms of like, how am I going to educate every single one of my clients? At least once a week, I'm going to put something out that they may not know about.
I think that's more of like a social media-y thing.
Okay, great. And
that I don't do.
And you have a Facebook page for all of your clients, right?
I did.
Okay.
When we like put together that meeting.
Or an email list or something like that. And so that's the way I would look at education from that standpoint. It's like, I'm going to once a week or twice a week or once a month or put out an education piece to everybody that I work with. So what do you want that to be? Once a day, once a week, once a month?
Once a week.
Cool. So once a week and on what day?
Monday.
From what time to what time?
1:30 to 2:30.
Boom. Monday, 1:30 to 2:30, you're putting out education in an email to your clients. Cool. Okay. You guys see where we're going with this, right? And Connor said no. So, okay, now here's what's going to happen. You're going to go through all of these things. You're going to list each, 1 through 3. You're going to add them in. And then you're going to be like, oh, but like now there's overlapping times or now there's this. And so what you need to do is look back on what you consider to be the most important thing in your life. Is it yourself, your health? Is it your education? Is it your career? Is it your whatever? And you need to allot the most time for that thing. And you need to pull from other things in order to give that the most time. Or you do what my plan is where every month I have a main focus. So for the month of July, my main focus is going to be on my family. Because once France is over, I've spent the last 6 months of my life basically focused on fitness, and I've taken a lot of time away from them. Megan's home on summer vacation from work and everything, and it's going to be my time that I'm going to bias in my family's direction. I'm going to give them more time than I'm going to give the other things. Then we move into August, I'm going to bias towards my career, towards the business, towards that stuff. In August, we usually have our anniversary party. That stuff is coming up, so I want to make sure I'm putting a lot of effort back into that and into the members and making sure they understand how much I appreciate them. Then we move to September. I'm going to start biasing more towards myself because I spend a lot of time on my family. I spend a lot of time on the business. Now I need to bring it back to myself a little bit more. And that means like hanging out with my friends or getting more alone time or whatever it may be that makes me feel good. October, I'm going to go towards my health. I put that there because the Open is going to be in October. And no matter how much I say like, hey, I'm done competing or whatever it is.
I just got stressed when you said that.
I want to perform. I want to feel good about myself. And so I'm going to focus a little bit more on my fitness and that stuff in October in order to like feel good about myself when the Open comes around. In November, I'm going to go back to the family. And then December, it's going to come back to the career. It's like the end of the year where we should really be wrapping up our financials and seeing where we're going with the next year and that stuff. And that's the way I'm going to go about doing it. But bottom line, this is just a way for you guys to, if you feel like you're spinning your wheels, if you feel like it's just this to-do list after to-do list and nothing is really truly moving forward or getting done, it's a tangible thing that you can do. You can sit down and write it down on a piece of paper and try to do what I call the reset. And the reset is just a way for you to make sure that you're putting your time and energy into the things that truly matter.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I feel so reset.
Yeah.
No, I don't at all yet, but hopefully I do.
Okay. That
It gives
help?
you the tools to help yourself
Yeah,
get
there you
yourself reset.
I gotta like sit with it for a little bit.
Yeah, and probably readjust your list or change your days or all that sort of when you really sit down and look at your calendar, right? Yeah, totally.
For me, like a lot of this stuff, well, everything we just went over, I like to look at it like big picture too.
Yeah.
In that, like when you feel like your life's kind of crazy and spinning out of control, like just thinking about what you're focusing on.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like writing these down as you guys were talking, like fulfillment versus success. So oftentimes I feel like if you're thinking about like success oriented, like what do I need to be doing to be successful versus what do I need to do to like fulfill myself? And like you were saying, listing everything that we did on the board and then prioritizing it and ranking it. Like I think number one is going to be like what's going to make your life most fulfilling.
Yeah.
And then that kind of led me to like the questions you're asking yourself are really important because that's where your focus goes. That's where your energy goes. And that's how you can either spin out of control or reset. and like feel like you have organization in your life. So like the questions you were asking Natalie, it's right on the board, are really important. We're asking people who are listening to this to ask themselves those questions too. And like your brain is going to give you the answers to whatever questions you ask it. So having good questions to ask, I think, is a really good first step. So listening to something like this, super helpful. But just, yeah, and then the third thing I thought of was like clarity, like writing it down, like maybe like with these lists, Natalie didn't really have a clear vision of what it was going to look like, just kind of throwing it down. But as you start to work your way through it and rank things, you start to develop this clarity of like, oh, okay, this is what a day actually looks like.
Right.
And like the more clarity you have, the more power you have over your life.
Yep.
But totally, I think starts with like asking yourself the right questions, what fulfills you versus success. Yeah. What's going to fulfill your life, and then having that clarity and moving forward from there.
Totally. I'll do another video on like kind of like how to organize this stuff a little bit more, maybe just where it's the whiteboard and I'm going through each of it so that you guys can kind of see it from more of a practical standpoint. Like here's how you really lay it out on the whiteboard and how you really lay it out on a piece of paper to like figure this thing out. But I just hope that if you're somebody out there that felt like me for the last couple of months, where you've just been like, God, just like, I feel like the day just starts and ends and I'm like, what happened in the middle of it? You know, like it's just like, and I feel like there's days when I finish my day and I go, dude, I crushed that. Like today was a good day. I got stuff done I needed to get done. I feel like I really moved forward. And then there's days where I'm like, dude, what just happened today? Like where did the hours go? And I want less of those days and more of the other days. So I hope this helped you guys. I'll make another video, like I said, kind of like outlining this a little bit more so you guys have a better idea of how to do it. More importantly, if you guys have any ideas of podcasts that you would like to hear about, please head over to the Coast Range Podcast on Instagram and shoot us a DM on some subjects that you would like to hear. And what else do we have to say?
Don't forget to rate and subscribe. Right? You say that.
Yeah.
On podcasts.
Yeah. And if you guys have time, we'd really appreciate if you went to iTunes and gave us a 5-star review. Or 5-star rating and a review. It helps us reach more people, which is the goal of this whole thing, right? Is to reach out and help people as much as we possibly can. Mm-hmm. And that's all I got.
There we go.
Have a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Happy Monday.
I love you.